Okay, good morning. Welcome back to the collective. It is Tuesday, the 9th of September. And we got some action. He's already in a long.
I'm not in the long.
He's not in the long. He's missing the long. He said he's taking it, but
I didn't get the close.
yeah, it did.
No, I didn't. Didn't inverse the 5 minute or get the change in state.
That's what you were waiting for? You're waiting another 5 minutes?
No, I'm probably not. I'm not taking this. I'm gonna wait and see because why I'm traded lower. So I want to see if that's the manipulation that I thought we already had, or we're gonna keep going.
Yes. Personally, I would have waited for 15-minute closure, so I wouldn't be in the first leg. Nobody ended up taking any trades. We should do an analysis, which we both have good analysis. I even have a picture that oh no. Great. What happened?
Well, anyways, we're in a consolidation inside of yesterday's range still. We do have relative equal highs with previous day's high and previous day high left at relative equal high with previous week's high.
Yeah.
So objective for today is buy side.
Either we take Asia's low and reverse, or we don't reverse off of Asia's low and we take the relative equal lows, then reverse. But if we displace through it and hold this and then start delivering lower, then I'll have a higher time for bearish bias. But that is the least likely scenario.
We already have an SMT at Asia's low. So, like, I don't need a manipulation lower.
No, I was saying if it's going there. The initial bias, if we just pump and get a 15-minute closure there, I will be looking for longs as we've had this stop hunt right here. Right? I pull up the session profiles. Asian session, more of an accumulation. London session falls short of the previous daily buy side. So, I mean, it did form SMT, but
I want to reverse off the SMT.
But I want NQ to take it. Right now, we look here, we have this 15-minute internal sweep here. So to see this 15-minute close, that is bullish. Now, in terms of draws past there, it really is just the previous day's high. And then, I mean, if you go to the 4-hour, what we see is this. So we have this wick lower on this 4-hour candle, 6 a.m. So we expect 10 a.m. to open. Let's say we open above, let's say we open at London high. So we open at London high, then I'm expecting 10 a.m. to expand, take out this buy side, the weekly high, previous weekly high, then trade into these buy side levels as well. The daily is more bullish, right? We see the drop down, takes that sell side, forms SMT, and then we get this reaction here, closing up above that down close candle on this daily, and then closing at consequent encroachment of this wick here too. Sorry, the chart's cluttered, but and then yeah, so since we had this SMT, but we had it here too, and then we have now taken this internal high, and then the SMT is now extended to here. I don't put faith in that SMT on the daily, so it's also something that works with the bullish bias there.
ES is the only one with a 15-minute for value gap, so I want to see if we can get through that in the next 10 minutes here. Yeah, so on open there, it was pre-open, 5 minutes before open. Manipulated lower on YM, taking that like 905 low. So we have internal SMT paired with that external Asia low SMT. So we got a 5-minute change in state there. There's the 5-minute change in state tap. I'm gonna wait for the 15-minute candle close for enter.
So one thing that we can note too, if we drop down, take Asia's low, we can see that this high was taken, right? And we have not had a closure above it. We haven't had displacement above it. And also, that is part of why we're waiting for the 15-minute now. It clears up a lot of the indecisive 1-minute action and kind of just makes it clean. If we look at the 5-minute, I'd prefer if I highlight it from here to there stayed intact for a bullish bias. So as long as we're not closing through here.
There's the 5-minute inversion holding nice.
Yeah. Now the reason for it to be extended there is I'm including this down close, half of that down close move. So waiting for a 15-minute change in state there. And then that hopefully will have a first presented fair value gap. I'll be executing based on that. Let's say we do that.
ES is above its 15-minute fair value gap already. Just want to see a close above there.
Yeah, so as long as we just continue to maintain this box here.
YM's flipping, which is good because it's the one that took that low. Yeah.
Let's look at some ES. So we can see off of the opening candle, we did form this S&T. So the 930's high, left S&P with ES being weaker. But what we want to see is NQ have closure there. That would, for me, invalidate this. And also, when I see an S&T, I don't immediately think it's going to hold unless I start seeing displacement lower. And off of the one that's weaker, which is ES, we're actually getting more bullish movement than NQ, which could be a sign that NQ will get this closure, clear up a bit of this fluff, and run. I like how it's left another only 5 minutes until the 50-minute closes. So if it runs it out, it will be a displacement candle.
Mm-hmm. With some sort of fair value gap. So we'll see pretty strong move off that, like, or on YM at least. I'm looking to see if we can take one of these internal lows, maybe not like at the 906 whatever, but just these two relative equal lows we left like 5 minutes ago. Okay, there, took those relative equal lows. So
Okay.
now I want to see us flip and displace higher. Now that we've took those relative equal lows.
And for me, on NQ, now that we've traded down to the lower end of this, I am closely watching it. And if it doesn't, hold on, if it doesn't reject instantly, like really quick, like whip back up, then I want to see these lows taken, Asia's low taken. But I still favor this right here.
Yeah, so if this 5-minute candle that we're currently printing flips bullish, gets the 5-minute order block and hopefully the 15-minute change in state at the same time, I would hop in there. But yeah, like you said, it needs to flip right now.
Yeah. And if there's no 15-minute change in state, I'm going to anticipate that Asia's load's taken before anything runs.
Which would honestly offer better RR.
In my pre-market analysis, I did want Asia low taken. So
I think if NQ is going to take Asia's low, it's going to take that 4-hour low on the 4-hour chart. Because we already have SMT there, so once we break the SMT, we'll probably reach lower to form some sort of other SMT.
yeah. It is also one thing to note that we do have the SMT at the previous day's high. There is SMT right there. So I don't, we said before, it kind of presented a consolidation, so it's not what we're worrying about. But yeah, in my pre-market analysis, I wanted to see these lows taken, then go higher. What we have off of open is a double purge profile. That's what I like to call it. Or it's known as that too. You rally, you take the buy side, you sell off, take the sell side, and you get the true move, right? So you can imagine that this second, the low here will be about 10. And 10 a.m. is historically a reversal time, so it's perfect if it wants to drop to Asia's low.
Since this 50-minute candle is going to close bearish and YM's back at the sell side and ES isn't inversing that 50-minute, I'll wait for 10 a.m. Let this 4-hour candle close, let the hourly close.
So we should note that there has not been a first presented fair value gap yet. There's not a single imbalance formed, which means there's not one price level that's only been traded to once. It's been passed over multiple times, everything. So again, if it left this quick in the next 2 minutes, if it went up 25 points, does seem very unlikely that the 15-minute will get the 50-minute change in state. So it's still holding this 5-minute inversion and order block. Seems very unlikely that it would get 18 points higher. But never say never. We'll have a 5-minute order block that we form, more likely. Not getting that 5-minute close. So that's the 15-minute too. That is the first, this might be the first candle where we leave in a bounce. Nope.
Yeah, well, I'm just dumping.
Okay, I don't think the bullish bias is gonna hold up here, even though it did initially kind of react off of this. Looking at the other ones, right? We have this SMT. And you can kind of protect yourself, like taking this long on NQ. Well, ES looks pretty bearish right now. Looks more bearish. Even on NQ, there's not really confirmation. But say you think you see something in on long term here, probably gonna get cooked because the like ES YM are both moving down. That's what you got to be careful of. And then this move too didn't take out really anything of significance. It did just trade into this deep here. But since we opened, right, we haven't really left this range. That's why it would be good if it went now to Asia low. And going off of the look at ES2.
Well, if this hourly candle manages to flip bullish and form that hourly order block, that'd be a good place to trade to for 10 a.m. Only 13 minutes.
If the hourly candle managed to what?
Close bullish and get the order block.
Oh, yeah. Which is almost why it doesn't look like it goes to Asia low. Because that'd be your hourly manipulation, and you wouldn't want it to close fully at Asia low. But I mean, still internally, I want the move to Asia's low because it would be like the 10 a.m. manipulation, right? Or one of them taking Asia's low again. Like ES has just got this little freaking bear flag going on. You just made higher highs or higher lows. Again, to be bullish, I'm bullish, but to be fully bullish and take the trade, I need that 15-minute change in state.
If we get like a nice displacement leg here through that 50-minute change in state level before 10 a.m. opens. Because as of now, the high day or low day hasn't been confirmed yet. We have the SMT, we just don't have the change in state to confirm it. So until that happens, it's probably going to be just sitting out. 1 minute looks gross though.
Ooh, that's a big candle. Okay, we're going to Asia's law. It's not too much to say. there's times when, people are actually taking this short off of this and say this 1 minute inversion, and they're right because we have relatively good lows there. And it runs right to them. But if you think about it, we do have the S&T at that buy side. And if it is now the draw, I used this inversion to highlight the trade. Again, this doesn't fit in line with my bias, so I'm just highlighting it from, a short biased perspective to, demonstrate what a, somebody that taking shorts would how it would play out, right? I think it plays out to Asia's low, and it can, depending on how quick and how much through Asia's low we go, take these relatively good lows too. Now, what I would say is we had this 5 minute change in state. We form a 5 minute fair value gap. This 15 minute then gets this change in state, closing the hourly more bullish, opening the 4 hour with S&T at these 4 hour highs. Then I would flip to be to a bearish bias if that happens. This is the first percent of fair value gap right here. Just notice that.
We had one at 943.
It's just the smallest thing ever.
Do you not have the one at 943?
Yeah, it's the smallest thing ever. I don't even think it's a point. Mine's one tick.
Oh yeah. Okay. Mine's more than that, but
Yours might be a point.
still no displacement.
Mine's a tick. What? No displacement?
Mine's a point and a half. Yeah.
This is the first. I like this one. Five-minute closes. Extremely bearish close. So I should actually maybe leave that back where it was. I mean, the short idea is based off of this SMT and this manipulation. My bias isn't yet bearish. I can still identify the trade though.
I mean, just based on the way this hourly is going to close, it looks like we'll trade lower to the like I'd say past Asia's low, and then we have all those like stack lows leading into that 4-hour gap.
There's a little bit behind the live stream.
What's this?
You're a little bit behind in the live stream. It says flip bearish if the 5-minute fair value gap is formed with 15-minute change in state and displacement. 1 hour close and 4 hour are bearish, like if they close. SMT at the previous day's high, then drawing liquidity Asia low and runs to equal lows.
Yeah.
Left pretty much equal lows at those lows there. I would want to see us trade into that first percent of fair value gap. I'm very intrigued with us leaving these lows. So if we, in theory, traded to that fair value gap, the first percent of fair value gap, wicked it, got a nice enough reaction. It might ride the short wave, but if it just gets blasted there, then it's not good for either of my biases. Because on the bullish side, as we highlighted, we'd like Asia low taken, and I guess for bearish too. So if it just runs here, that's the one scenario where I'm not prepared for, and I probably would just I actually not probably I would stay out of it running higher right now. What do you think about that? What do you think about leaving those lows? So we did technically get the inversion of that first percentage fair value gap there. If we go to the 5-minute, we hit this 5-minute close, forming this 5-minute breaker. So we do have a bearish 5-minute breaker. Well, it's kind of a breaker. It's an internal leg, but so not as much as this leg, which we did close below, but barely. That'd be an interesting scenario. I wouldn't even mind that. We got that. We get 2 minutes till this 50-minute closes. With the way we are forming the candle.
Okay, wait. I got some sauce here, I think.
You have sauce?
Okay, well, so yesterday, obviously, we know it fell short of the previous week's high, right? Bullish, super bullish close, just not the follow through. Today also fell short of previous day's high. SMT there, yes, which could deliver lower. But if you mark out the 50% of previous day's range, it lines up right with that sell side.
It's right here.
It lines up right with that sell side.
Yeah.
No, previous day's range.
This is previous day's range, isn't it?
You probably got the whole range. Like if you just mark out yesterday's candle on the daily.
Okay. You're talking about the Sunday.
Well, like yesterday's daily candle.
Yeah, I just did.
Yeah. Equilibrium lines up right with that 4-hour sell side. So if you're going to get that expansion, you want to see us stay in the upper portion or close to it at least.
Okay, so we did react off that first percent of fair value gap. That's why I didn't necessarily fully consider that the inversion, because it just barely closed above it.
Also, like equal lows.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 10 a.m.
So 10 a.m. opens, the 15-minute gets this bearish close. So we're watching that. There's no red folder news today. Also should note that. So 10 a.m. is just volatile because that's what 4-hour opens are. They're a little bit more volatile. Unless they updated something and there's news, but
I can check.
no, I'm on right now. No red folders. Yeah. So, like I said, flip bearish. If we get part of the thing was the 50-minute close. Now we've got this 4-hour close and this hourly close.
Okay. So there's Asia's low and those relative equal lows. Now, I want to see if we're going to reverse there or go to that 4-hour low.
So what's the play here?
Well, we do have SMT at the previous 4-hour candle low. So like if we get the 50-minute change, say I'd look to take a long, but I'd prefer if we traded lower to that 4-hour low, and then from there look to flip bullish. And I don't want to really see us trade down to that 4-hour from yesterday because there was SMT there. I think, yeah, there was SMT there with ES, and the low that manipulated on ES is this 4-hour low on NQ. Yeah, 10 a.m. opened higher into that 50-minute. First presented for value gap still held. I'm just gonna sit on the 5-minute. Let this start to develop.
Bearish case, I'm looking at these relative equal lows.
Yep.
So also we want displacement through Asia low. So if we were to just reject right off of it, what would we need for bullish bias? It immediately becomes harder to have a bullish bias because now we have this hourly close here, the 4-hour close, and the way that we are reacting off of that previous day high SMT, which is outlined in this, definitely flipped my bias. Now I'm looking for these lows. Another 5-minute close there. Remove that SMT.
Yes, and that 5-minute order block should deliver us to the sell side. If we're gonna go to that 4-hour low, I wouldn't want to see us trade much higher.
Just patiently waiting to see what would
5 minute order
fully
block's
qualify
delivering.
it. What, the 5 minute order block?
Yeah.
Yeah. Currently holding. We'll see what we do. Now again, like this, the first bias is still valid. It's just now with the closure there, it's a little bit harder to have. But it did do kind of what we thought. And well, it is relatively a 10 a.m. reversal. Actually, the low that took Asia's low was at 10 a.m. So if that's the swing low, and then now it's bullish, then that would be good.
Trade into that 15-minute BPR as well.
I mean, with this reaction, I still kind of have that bullish bias. Now we've got a nice 15-minute change in state that we'll have. Just moving up above that first leg. Or even this 5-minute. You can just kind of take the...
I don't think I'm going to jump for this 5 minute.
No, I probably want that 15 for me. But this is the logic that we had coming into the day. And the bearish, I was flipping bearish with good like 5-minute displacement, and we didn't follow through anywhere. We rejected off of Asia low. So what we're doing is closing back above that first percentage for value gap, and that's I mean, it's fairly bullish. There's still 5 minutes though till the 15-minute closes. Usually when you're in these kind of bullish scenarios, it doesn't. What's that S&T with? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought maybe your MES didn't take that low.
Oh, okay. Well,
We're definitely getting, it feels like the true move now.
yeah, we're about to get that 15-minute. 5 more minutes though.
Doesn't that feel like a little bit of a stretch?
A little bit, but then, so once this 15-minute closes, I'm just trying to think where the entry's going to be.
Should be like right kind of at 8:30, kind of at that 1-minute breaker.
So, I mean, assuming we get this 15-minute close above the opposing run, I would look to take an entry, 3-minute breaker. We'll have a 3-minute gap. Yep. Well, a 3-minute gap. I'll probably take that 3-minute gap.
I will really like this 15-minute close though.
Yeah, because this 3 minute candle closes in 2 minutes or a minute. Yeah. Well, this 3 minute candle actually closes in 20 seconds, and then we have. Yeah, and that 3 minute, once we form this 3 minute gap at 10:15, when the 50-minute candle closes, that'll be my entry. It'll be paired with that 15-minute change in state. And then I'll look to put a stop loss below, probably just go below the previous 50-minute candle low, which is kind of around consequent encroachment of that 15-minute wick. Below the 3 minute gap.
A little bit of a retracement. There we go. Exactly what I was wanting. Might just be taking it on the 15-minute.
YM's got a really good close on the 3 minute.
Oh yeah. You're taking this 3-minute gap in a minute 40?
Well, it's good fill price, but I just don't know if we trade that low.
Yeah. I might just take the 15-minute close.
What's the risk here? 1.5 R if I wait for the 3 minute. I think I'll probably have to just wait for that 3 minute.
There's a 1-minute breaker too. The 1-minute breaker, like we can trade into that and get it like a reversion. Whatever. I'm still just watching the retracement, like, and I'm gonna base everything off of that.
So one more minute till this 50-minute candle closes.
Okay, now I want the 50-minute candle to close. So if it's gonna do retracement, it better be getting it done with. This better be it. Or it's got to be a very quick 15-minute closure. Once it got there, that 3-minute gap? No, not yet. Sorry,
And if we don't get this 50-minute closure above that down close, that's fine. I'll still look to take an entry, but I'll require like internal.
that's what I'm thinking. Just because like we can get the retracement to this 1-minute breaker, but it's, we might not get the 50-minute close.
We do have an internal SMT with the 930 high.
Didn't get that 50-minute close.
So now I'd want trade to this 3-minute gap and potentially like the breaker, and then look for a continuation. So 3-minute gap fill right there. There's a 3-minute breaker. So now if we deliver off of this breaker and fair value gap and get the 3-minute close of that recent down close, I'll enter there.
I got filled on the 1-minute breaker right there.
Nice.
Look at this, guys.
Yeah.
5 minute order block right there.
Okay. ES and YM are in a 3-minute gap right now as well. So yeah, this should hold. We also just tapped 50% of the previous 50-minute candle of the rejection.
Shorted right to the opening price at 10 a.m. If you want to
Enigma.
highlight hindsight things.
Oh, that's also paired. That's like the same price pretty much.
Yeah. That 3 minute get inversed? The 3 minute got inversed.
It did, yeah. That's not good. Oh, it did on all of them.
Okay, I took it off. I took it off there because the 3 minute got inversed as the invalidation because I didn't want to see that. And I'll get back in if it rejects and gets internal model. I'm still green on the day. There's just no point in enduring this much drawdown if it's going to just completely, like, if it reverses.
Yeah.
And there was no internal structure. Like, it did not do what I wanted to see off of that 3 minute. So that 3 minute was my invalidation. I love a little bit more flexible trades, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
Just
I
didn't.
mean, the 50-minute just doesn't even look good.
No, not anymore. Just didn't see the follow through. Like, very deep retracement. Trades the 15-minute kind of rejection block. If it reverses right now, it'd be fine. But
Because it's so right now it's at the 5-minute order block.
yeah,
If it rejects here and flips bullish, I'd hop in on like the either 5-minute or 3-minute.
and I'd
Change
actually
it.
take the internal leg too. Just 5 minutes, not reacting off of that order block how you'd want.
No.
Not at all. I guess we probably won't be taking the. Might not be getting the long. Might not be getting the short either.
But yeah, still in that 5 minutes. So yes, we traded to that lower 3-minute, but I mean, ES and YM also inverse their gap, so it doesn't really look good.
If we get one good, nice second leg displacement,
Like it needs to be fast, like quick.
Used to be in 30 seconds. This candle.
Yeah.
I'm not that demanding of the market. I'm just stating what looks cleaner.
Honestly, I like the 5 minute. If we can get the 5 minute order block, honestly paired with the 50 minute, if we can get the 50 minutes still in the next 9 minutes.
What do you think about the SMT we formed at the highs?
I mean, it's there.
I think it's only valid if it takes this low. I think we'll invalidate it, considering them as relative equal highs.
Yeah, like this 3 minute bearish gap would have to hold, and then we'd have to inverse the 3 minute that we're holding.
If we inverse it this candle, that's a really good RR. That's a 2.6 to the or that's like a 2R to the previous day's high.
Just by the way it looks like this bearish 3 minutes gonna hold, because SMT the internal highs, YM and ES are starting to melt. So NQ is probably gonna get pulled down.
I think we should get up the 1 minute.
I'm on a 3 minute.
Go to the 15. 5 and 15. Let's just sit there. Because if you go there, you realize it's just chop. I still see potential for the 15-minute to get this change in state in the 6 minutes left in this candle. This is when it becomes a slow live stream. When there's you know, the market's indecisive. That's when you just sit out.
Yeah, we're just stuck in this range. I even like mentioned that going today, like the sell off that we had yesterday. We're just consolidating inside of that range still. So
Range bound.
Yep.
Bound to a range. thought with that 10 a.m. volatility, we'd be going somewhere today. Guess not. Going down today.
I guess so. Yeah, so we inverse that lower 3 minute, holding the upper one. So now we'll just probably dump.
These are all typical lows here that I would look at. I do not see the 15-minute closing anything but down.
Oh, jeez. Well, good thing about it being slow on Monday, Tuesday is that it should be good the rest of the week.
Right, that's what you think. So why did we have the up move? I mean, we formed SMT there. Very interesting. So now I'd want to see it go to these lows and then potentially that 4-hour low before having, looking at longs. I'd even short to them if I had something that I was very inclined to take. We had this move taking out Asia's low, rejected off of it. Then we formed this SMT here with ES. But ES did leave equal highs. I don't know. I'm still like, as much as I'm like, yes, we can have this bearish bias because of all these things. I don't immediately want to have it. What are you thinking?
Well, the possible short was obviously, like I said, if we hold that bearish 3-minute off the SMT and then inverse it, but I just don't want to take shorts, or didn't want to take shorts because I am still bullish. The area I'd want to see us reverse though is like right here once we take this low. So we'll see if we react like immediately off of this low.
What low are you talking about?
This 4-hour low. If you go to the 4-hour, there's a 4-hour swing low. There. So we have SMT there at the moment.
There's relative equal lows, literally like 10 points lower.
Yeah. Into that 4-hour gap.
I guess they're internal. They're not 4-hour relative equal lows, but they're 15-minute relative equal lows. When I was in my one short, if it literally went one more tick, it would have been the TP.
You were in a short?
Yeah. That's why I'm still green on the day.
Oh. What short did you take?
The 10 a.m. wick being put in.
Oh yeah.
I got in right here. And if it literally went to here, that would have been the TP.
Yeah.
If it was right here. Went to right here.
Oh yeah. Got close.
Yes. So here are the relative equal lows that I'd drawn out. There's no short. There was no short for me. It's just not. It didn't fit my bias. That's fine. We'll look at a long, but now what we need for the long is
since this
15-minute structure.
Since this 4-hour and hourly candle have opened and traded aggressively lower. Like I don't want to be trading this far away from the open. I'd wait for 50-minute might be, we'll see. I'd say for sure 5-minute.
Which means we're not just going to take this inversion if it closes up there. It's not how we trade. There's still this swing low.
And we might just trade to that 4-hour gap too. It's right there.
What did I say this morning again?
That's a lot deeper than I wanted to see. I didn't want to see that 4-hour.
if I do a picture of my pre-market analysis. Oh wait, what? This is my pre-market analysis, which said if we take the relative equal lows, there's still a chance to reverse. For shorts, I'd look for displacement and retracement. Obviously, when we retraced here, we retraced all the way up to here. And then the blue was if we just took Asia's low and then reversed fully. This bearish one's only if if I came to the conclusion that we're fully bearish. Because we can't forget this, there is this SMT here with these 4-hour highs. And then from there, there's also this one too with the all-time highs. But I do prefer to still be bullish. We left these highs too close for me. What SMTs have we formed with this down move?
We went with YM with that 4-hour sell side. That's about it.
It's not really any SMTs. When I was looking at this, the down move, once we had so after the 3-minute inversion, the 1-minute move, we had the up candle. Once we had that change in state, I was like, oh, you could just short this to the.
Well, that was the 15-minute order block close as well.
No, after that. Right on the 1-minute change in state, right here.
Right.
That's what I looked at. Didn't want to get in though. Wasn't my. If it lost, I would have been. Why did I take that? Right? It's not my model. It's not fully my model. Yeah. The thing is now we'll be waiting for a while to see if this is our fake move here. So it's going to be a long live stream.
Yep. And I mean, if we fail to reverse here, then obviously not going to be a trade.
Look how big that 5-minute gap is.
Yeah.
To now have to, fade that.
Pretty much like one of two things. Either we inverse this 5-minute gap now, and then 11 o'clock expands, or we slowly grind into this 5-minute, hold it a little bit. 11 o'clock manipulates lower for an eternal sweep, and then we expand.
One of 3 things, or we dump and take the sell side.
Yeah, or we do that. And if we do that, I won't be.
Sounds like we know what we're talking about.
Well, we know not to trade right now, so.
Do you? I don't know. According to what I said earlier, I should be bearish.
And take a shorter to this 5 minute.
What it says. But what I do like is just this 4-hour low here. Or the low that's right here in that hourly. That, if we could trade to there, that seems more discounted. I mean, obviously it's not quite actually discounted yet. If I do this dealing range. Right, that's discount. That's the equilibrium, discount premium. But just getting into there, different story. One big 15-minute candle. This is the 15-minute. So that's
We didn't trade to that
no
4 hour.
no, we got really close. I mean, it's gonna take it right here.
Jeez, YM's just pumping. Holy man.
Where it went.
2.2. Oh,
Where it went.
to 3.
Yeah.
Okay, we tapped that 5 minute gap. So we'll see. See if we trade down to that 4 hour.
I don't think I'd look for longs until we need to take this low first, in my opinion. And then I don't even know if I'd take them just with this 15-minute close, but it would need to be like a backup here. So we need good displacement, and then get in like a continuation to these relative equal highs. That would make it a very long day. Potential opportunity. So
Yeah, so that's a new 50-minute candle. Open, trades higher into that 5-minute. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't take a trade to the 4 hour. It's right there, but
The thing is, if you're in the trade, you'd hold further than there. You wouldn't take that short unless you were thinking that this is the high, and then we go to this low here.
yeah, like inverse it.
Like we go to freaking Friday's low from last week. Which I could frame because of the S&P at the all-time highs and the internal one. I guess now you can consider this as relative equal highs. The 5-minute makes it pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Any long kind of, say I want to be long, that 5-minute kind of throws a bump in it. You gotta wait for that to get inversed. I could infer that this is the low and this is off of this manipulation. But what I would need to see to really confirm that is like aggression through the lower quarter of this. And then obviously structure as well. Like I'd be still fine with taking a trade if it even did this. That'd be my that could be my trade. More confirmation. I would not say try and be in on this inversion or in the discount here because it can still flip, as we might see right here. Almost every live stream at this point, if we haven't taken a trade yet or we're not in a trade, this is when it becomes quiet because there's nothing to say that we haven't said.
Yeah, and we're just chopping. Not chopping, it's just slow because we've already got like some sort of move.
Yeah,
So we're just waiting patiently.
We're not answering questions. We're not doing things like that. So there's only one thing I want to see. It's a long. Oh, I did want to see it go 1 point lower when I was in my short, but
yeah,
it was probably a bit more than 1 point, but it was stupid. And then like look at this too. So like you get the big candle, right? So I'm filled here, and you get the big candle. You don't even put a wicket on it, and then you get this deep of a move back there, and then you don't take it till the next candle, which again is choppy. So it's sketchy at that point.
Yeah.
So we'll be getting this lower inversion here potentially. That is but the first sign of flipping bullish, and I'll take it as that the first sign. Not my not gonna be my entry there. Let's see. I'll mark this out as if I took it from that point. I don't know, just, it kind of still perfectly fits though with what we were saying would happen. I mean, even in my pre-market analysis, this was the low we took before reversing in one of them.
Yeah, I just don't like how we fell like a quarter of a point away from that.
Oh, you could just not put that low there.
Yeah.
It's not about that low. So we want displacement. We want to hold the displacement or continue with it.
Looks like we're gonna inverse this 5-minute. If we inverse the 5-minute and form a 5-minute at 11, I would look to trade that as a continuation off the SMT.
What I want right now, if we could close up above that, that'd be good. If we don't, still want the retracement and then to expand. We didn't close the 5-minute. That candle, obviously, it would have been a stretch, but this candle's looking good.
I would actually prefer it to be on this candle, because then we form a 5-minute gap going into 11.
Yeah.
And then I would look to just trade a continuation out of there. I'm not going to take the tap of the 5-minute gap. I would take something else.
It's funny. I actually didn't really have much faith in it getting much more movement today, but I think now with this out move, the possibility of the full expansion is possible. It's not that much of a stretch anymore.
Okay, just looking at the daily again, like even with that deep retracement, the daily still looked good for a move higher. Like that deep move lower wasn't like looking bad on the daily, because we're still respecting the 50% of the previous day's range.
There's the inversion traded too.
YM's gonna get a bullish hourly close too.
Yeah, there's 1 minute until that happens.
Yeah.
I don't think NQ would get the bullish close.
On the hourly, no.
25 points in a second.
I just want to see it get above this. If we can get above this 5 minute, it would be sweet. But by the looks of it, probably not.
We did not close that 5 minute inversion. Look at the next candle that happened.
Just fucking wixing and
Didn't close the 5 minute inversion, and then we get an instant 20-point candle.
tapping
Jeez.
into that 5 minute gap.
Yeah. It's a weird volatility.
I want to see if that 3 minute and the 5 minute gets traded too, because I'd prefer to see that. A little bit of a deeper retracement, frame the wick a little bit better. So yeah, trading to that 3 minute gap, 2 minute gap, and that 1 minute gap. So if we flip from here and get something, I'd probably take that. Yeah, I'd say like if this 5 minute gap holds, then we get the inversion. I'd probably take that. Maybe paired with the 3 minute change in state as well. ES is in a 5 minute, 3 minute gap as well.
are you doing? I
We
can't see now.
we have to tighten this thing.
Why?
I've adjusted a few times. Like I've had it like this, and I've noticed it's just like sagged to that. I just twist that side thing. Yeah, because this is where I'd want the wick of the hourly to be put in if we're bullish. We already have SMT at the lows, and we got a good reaction off it, so I don't want to see that low get taken. Feedback's count right now. So, you enjoy? And if we just inverse this 5 minute and start slowly grinding lower, I'm just gonna get off.
We inversed that 1 minute. So we've inversed well, it would be front running the 5 minute inverse, but looking like it's going to inverse the 5 minute and then be a continuation trade. And then from here, probably to that sell side liquidity down there. So that's if it inverses the 5 minute. But I'm saying if it's taking this low out, most likely is trading down to there. Maybe not today because that's quite a bit of a drop, but that makes sense.
Maybe we take this internal low, trade into that 4 hour actually.
The higher time frame's too bearish
then,
now.
Yeah. But that would definitely be my last.
It's we either go up right now and it still holds the 5 minute, or it inverses it, and we can short to equilibrium, I guess, of the dealing range we're currently in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take a short. I don't think. Just don't have like a super clear objective. Watch it till like 11:30. Hey. Or you want to end it sooner?
frick, no, that's a long time. You want to watch it for another 2 hours and 30 minutes?
11:30.
Hmm?
11:30. It's only another 20 minutes.
No, 11. It's 9:30. Or it's 9 right now. It's that's 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's 11:30. Possible to get this 3 minute inversion that you
Jeez.
wanted to take. I'd take the 3 minute change in state though. Wait for it to get the change in state.
We did hold the 5 minute.
It's held it, yeah.
We trade right to a 3 minute gap,
For the short.
which doesn't look hot.
That's why, but I did say if you inverse it, then you could be looking for longs. But if we're doing what we're doing, we're not going to move. If the 3 minute gets inverse, then we have got something clean to look at. We have very low volatility today, right? It's Tuesday, no news. I mean, the only big real move was the down move we had, but I meant outside of that one swing. Funny how YM's at the highs.
Yeah, why hasn't really moved?
3 minute gonna get immersed. 1 minute.
Might.
Find out. Oh, it's also a 15-minute candle closure. Oh, it's gonna be a 5 minute inverse too if we're inversing a 3 minute. It's only 6 points higher. Low volatility session. So 15-minute candle opening. Which trade did you take again?
Yesterday?
Oh, that was yesterday.
Yesterday I took a break-even trade.
Oh, I thought that was today. My bad. You're getting the 3 minute inversion in 2 minutes. It's also going to be a change in state. He's just making all the noise in the world.
YM got a 15-minute change in state.
Oh, I still got it pulled up. Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take anything. Save it for tomorrow. We got CPI, no, PPI tomorrow. Or is it CPI first?
CPI. CPI's first.
No, PPI. PPI tomorrow.
Why is it
CPI,
first? It's usually CPI first.
CPI and unemployment on Thursday. Friday we have.
I swear
Consumer
they did
sentiment,
unemployment
so-
last week. They do it every week.
Did you?
What's this? Oh, yeah.
In the. Snooze fest right now.
Well, small green on both. I should run.
How much you up?
So 1 minute we'll have I mean, if we hold this kind of same price level, even expand a little bit higher, we're gonna have this 5-minute change in state, or the 5-minute close. If we look at ES over here, ES is a little bit more bullish than NQ right now. We are above the 5-minute fair value gap high right there, and coming up to these equal highs. We haven't really had any volatility, so it's kind of just a grueling watch. Obviously, for both cases, not looking that good. We are consolidating right at this equilibrium of this range. Generally, good markets, you're going to get the displacement through this equilibrium. I mean, what usually happens is you get a period of general accumulation at the equilibrium, then you get expansion from it. We've not gotten that expansion. Instead, we've hesitated for the past 30 minutes in both directions. So it's a very slow market. Very slow market. And what YM has done, YM is above these buy side levels here. 5-minute did not get that close, right? So how many 5-minute candles have we spent down here? 20 minutes of 5-minute candles that have not displaced. So now you have to sit there and ask yourself, does that seem like the most profitable trading condition? The answer is obviously no. What would likely happen that would make it more probable is displacement there, and then that we've confirmed, a little bit more energetic market state, getting above these equal highs. Well, you know what? Since the price action is not really doing what we want and it's being slow, I'm just gonna end the live stream. It's just me here anyway, so it's not as entertaining, but not much is happening. So yes, we'll catch you tomorrow.